Hello all, welcome back to CAD Technologies. Today we will be learning how to make this clamp using CATIA as the CAD tool. There are various videos which we'll keep posting on our YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe so you can get notifications regarding the new videos and the tutorials as well. Now, understanding the drawing, first this is the front view, this is the right view, this is the top view for the drawing, which is the clamp. So we'd like to start by the base and then start making the model. I'll show you step by step of how to do that. But initially, let's begin by making a new part and start beginning our sketch. As you can see, this is the first sketch, which is of 34. I'd like to make the sketch first and then start adding the material, which is an easier way of doing the clamp. So I'll take this as 34. Now I have a line as well, which is up to 25. And then goes this way and then goes that way. Now this is supposed to be 25. This distance is 33, which is exactly from the center. I am understanding that this is the center for the axis. As you can see, I am taking this as my sketch because the dimensions are provided with respect to the centers. So I'd like to take this as 33. The overall height is 69. So let us maintain the 69 as well. You can do it directly or you can do it with me simultaneously. Now again there is a straight line up to 44 and then another line. So let me take the straight line to 44 and then another line. The thicknesses for everything will be added according to the initial sketch. So this is supposed to be 84. No. This is a straight line at 84 as well and then goes up. This line is supposed to be 60. The length is already given, so I am taking that as 60 and next is 42. So I'd like to take this particular line to 42 and then go back. This line and the 60 are the same as I've shown in the drawing, so hence I've coincided this with respect to this line. So let me give this distance, which is supposed to be 42, and then the slant line joins with the end part of your feature. This is your actual sketch. Since we know that the thickness of the body is 6 typical, that is the whole body has a thickness of 6 only. So let's try to take that as 6 first. Now let me try to use pad and do it. I'd like to do it symmetrically, which is mirrored event on both the sides because all my features are depending on the center, like the axes, as we have already as I've already mentioned. So I use mirror event. Since it's 6, I'll give it 3, so it does it equally on both the sides by doing these kind of a addition of material. Now, before proceeding to add the eye shape, let us try to start giving the rounds because the rounds should be reflected to the external sketch as well, external body as well. So let me try to take the rounds as well. This is supposed to be 27, which is the first round, and this is supposed to be 22, which is the next one. And there are 2 more rounds, 3 more rounds. Let me try to give those as well, which is 13 and 12. So I'd like to give 13 first on this edge and on this edge, and then 12 to this particular edge. Then let me get back to the isometric view. Now, the addition of material, as you can see, is non-uniform. This particular portion is actually up to 30, whereas this end portion is up to only 20. So let me try to do one after the other, and I'd like to use the front plane again because I want to do the addition symmetrically either on either sides. And I want to add this sketch, so I'll be using project. If you don't convert project into a construction mode, it will understand that it's a sketch. So you can directly make that sketch and create an addition of material. Now you understand that since the sketch is open, it prompted us the error, so you can give thickness as well. Now the amount of thickness, again I have already mentioned, is supposed to be 6. So let us see if the thickness is adding on to the outer side or towards the inner side. As per the sketch, the addition should be adding on to the outer side. So what we are doing is the right direction. We have to do it mirrored event up to overall addition is 30, that is 15. Whenever there is a mirrored event in CATIA, you're supposed to give half of the length. It automatically doubles it and takes it. Now, let's add to the rest. Again, I'm trying to use the front plane because I want to give mirrored event, and then I'd like to use the whole sketch. This edge as well. Now, let me project that. As you can see, it converts itself into a sketch once you exit. You can create a pad. As usual, since it's open, it shows you an error. Let us try to give thickness to it. The thickness should be added onto the other side. It should be added onto this side. So let's make sure that is happening. If it's not, you can again give the thickness over here. Give it onto the other side and say it's supposed to be 6. Now it's supposed to be mirrored even, but only up to 20, that is 10. It does it equally onto the other sides up to 10. Now the same is added to this, which is 20 TYP. So again, I'd like to take the same plane. The reason again I'm trying to take is because I want to do mirrored event. In case you have missed previously, I'm trying to repeat it again. This is the center. Again, it will show you the error. You have to convert that into a solid. Now make sure that the thickness is towards the inner side. So this is supposed to be 6 and this is supposed to be 0. And the dimension is 10, which is perfect onto both the sides. Once I say OK, it tends to create this way. Now when you add material, usually the body becomes 1. So you can follow that process as well. Now let us add these circles. Usually to add these circles, we need to remove the material first. So I'd remove the material and then try to add it. The overall dimension for this is dia 34. So I'll use this face. And now try to remove the material. We know where the differences are. Let me take it here, and the diameter is given as 34. This is supposed to be exactly at the center. So let me try to coincide it on the center. Now exit. We need to cut this material till the immediate next surface, so I'd like to cut it. Now again I can add the material. Here we cannot add the material inside the body. A body inside a body cannot be done as per feature based modeling. Hence we do it this way. In CATIA usually it becomes as one single body by using a union command. If you want, you can try that as well. Now since I am using that as the reference, the diameter is the same. So let me try to add the material till where I want to and then say okay, this is the addition of material. Now there are addition 2 more circles which is of 8 TYP and 42 dia. So let's try to take that as well onto the same body using the same axis. I'd like to use the same axis. So I'm trying to keep this, and he said 42. So I'd like to take this as 42 and then maintain concentricity. It's an easier way of doing it. Whichever you're comfortable, you can. And then add that material. Since we already know it is supposed to be 8 typical, I'll add it that way. Now the same thing should be done on this side as well. You can take a plane in the center and mirror, or you can do like how I am doing right now. You can just select the complete edge and then add the material using your project command. It works the same. Now they are dependent on each other. So if I change this dimension, even this circle auto updates itself. Okay, now let's see how the bodies unite and become one by directly adding the material onto the body. So I know the dimension for this center is supposed to be 45, which we have already seen here. So let me try to take that and exit. Now when I add the material, I need to add it till this extent. One direction is actually till 1. They have mentioned that in the drawing. As you can see, a small 1 is here. And the other side is supposed to be up till the selected surface, till where I select it to be. Once you do that, it converts itself into one single body. A body inside a body is usually not acceptable, but in CATIA it becomes as one, or you can use a simple union command if you think it is not as a one single body. Now let us add the last one, which is of R10 from the bottom. I'd like to take this face as well and start making my sketch. It has the same center. It's supposed to be of radius 10. So I'd like to convert this to radius and give it as 10 and then add the material. So while adding the material should be up to the next surface. So I'd like to do it till here. And as you can see, it does it. This is how you add. You can do both ways. You can either cut the material in air or you can do it this way as well. So let's continue with the model. There is an addition of material here which is a 54 dia, and since 8 typical is given, the thickness for that is 8 as well. So let me try to make that, considering this as a 0, 0 again. This is supposed to be 54. Now add to 8. There is this feature which we are supposed to add, which is at a distance of 37 as well, and the height from this base is at 35. So let me try to take a plane first at 35 and then start making that feature. Into the other direction I want it to be at 35. On this plane I'd like to make a sketch. Now the sketch is actually supposed to be of a point. I'll mirror it onto the other side and I'll keep this in a construction mode. Now, the distance between these two is supposed to be 37. I want to maintain the 37 distance, hence I am trying to give it in this way. You can directly take 37, take a plane at 37 by 2 and also do it. But if you want to maintain proper dimensions, this is the way you can maintain the modeling. Now I'm taking it parallel. I want it parallel through a point. I've selected my point and selecting the reference. You'll get the plane at that location. Now on this plane, let us try to add whatever the sketch is given to us. This is my reference again. I can use this as my reference if I want. Now the sketch is actually at a distance of 28 and 10 radii. So let me take that. This is a distance over here. This is supposed to be of 10 radii. And the distance is supposed to be 28. Now let us take the lines as well and then close it. And try to maintain tangencies as well. And trim off whatever is not needed and add material. This particular body is actually excuse me, added up to 16. Onto the other side. You can mirror this feature. Now, after the mirror, the final operations whichever are left to us are the rounds as well as our holes. So let us try to give them. I'd like to give this hole first, which is M10 through using CATIA. I'm using a simple hole command, selecting the face, position it, give concentricity. Now, let us try to change this. The first one. The 10 through is the second hole. Now, the next hole is given at this location. Let's try to take that, which is 35 through. So I'd like to use the hole command again. Say this is supposed to be 35 up to the next, and I'd like to maintain concentricity. It's a very good practice to maintain concentricity. Now, there is another one as well over here, which is of 24. So let's try to give that as well. This is it. Now, there are few rounds, so let's try to give those. There is a tritangent round actually. It's in between this feature and the face. Let's try to create that round. As you can see, the same thing is onto these two sides as well. If the tritangent fillet does not work for you, take at least 1 mm additional material over here, so it tries to give it in a better manner. If you are facing an issue, usually you should not. If you are facing an issue, you can do this as well, or you can directly take 1 mm additional material just to be on a safer side and give your full rounds as well. This is the rounds. This is how you make a clamp using CATIA. Please like and subscribe for more videos. If you want to learn more advanced training in CATIA, you can contact us. Our details are given in the description below. Thank you.